Comeuppance Network. This is How to Watch TV.
Chronologically Lost with Joel and Jenna. My name's Joel.
My name is Jenna. We're brought to you by Comeuppance Network. You can find all of our social media links at thisishowtowatchtv.com.
Check out all the other podcasts and shows on Comeuppance Network. Subscribe on YouTube. Leave a review on iTunes if you're listening via that method. Even if you're not, go to iTunes. Look us up, How to Watch TV, Comeuppance Network, any of those things. 5-star only, ideally. It helps other people find the podcast. Shockingly, it's not highly ranked.
I can't believe it.
I haven't done anything towards promoting it.
Maybe it's my shrill voice.
It's probably your shrill voice and your general lack of knowledge on the show.
What?
It's like she doesn't even watch the show. Or some shit. There was something like that towards the beginning, remember? Yes, we are the type of people who will still remember specific critiques that you gave.
Yeah. So don't talk shit.
Don't talk shit. There's a gnat.
There's always a gnat.
There was not a
We
gnat
need to go
for
back
30 episodes.
For our listeners, somebody tell us when the gnat started.
No, don't waste your time.
No, it's been since you've moved in here. There's always a gnat.
Yeah.
Was there a gnat at your old house?
Mm-mm. There was never a gnat. There was no gnat.
There were gnats.
There was no gnat.
Probably gnats.
Not gnats.
Lots of gnats. There's
Not
only
gnats.
one here.
There was never not gnats.
Never not gnats. How many gnats are not a gnat and a gnat
don't
gnat
have
not no gnat?
Not gnat. Don't have a. So we are talking episode 87 of Chronologically Lost. It says 2007, the island days 1 through 4. Or 1 to 4. Something is missing, and it's more than half the cast.
Yeah. I'm like, where are all the flashbacks? What's Kate doing right now? What's going on?
Right.
Like, where are they going to show them taking that picture? Oh, wait, no, they don't.
It feels like it's the first episode that suffered from being chronologically lost.
It was still good.
Because the 70s were not lacking.
No.
When it was like Jack and Kate and Sawyer and them all in the 70s, that was not a storyline that I was like, oh, can we get to the end of? But this one is not super interesting right off the bat.
So, I mean, I guess
something's missing from the island. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, Jack, Kate, and Sawyer.
Okay.
Like all three of them. The biggest thing that I had a hard time with on this episode was the fact that the smoke monster was taking over all these bodies all simultaneously.
I concur.
So they're not. Some of them were the same day, if not the same time.
Right.
They're like jumping
simultaneously. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
He's Man and Locke and Christian at the same time.
And then he's also Man and Locke, then Alex.
Which was fine.
No, because the point was he got... Oh, never mind. Sorry.
Walked away when he fell down. I have to go get something, because Locke fell down the ladder. Or, I'm sorry. Ben fell down the ladder and hurt himself. And Locke was like, I'll go get help. And disappeared. And then Ben got up and walked away. And then the smoke monster appeared, which is fine.
I was thinking to the point where somebody had always said that they got that Man and Locke was stuck in Locke's body or stuck in Christian's body for a while. Remember?
No, yeah.
Wasn't that the case at some point?
No, it was just that he could take on the
cork?
bodies of the dead people on the island.
That could be after the cork.
The cork hasn't happened yet.
I know. It could be after that then he was locked. He was trapped as Locke and couldn't change form. I thought at some point there was something that made him... Does anybody have any insight on that?
I don't know.
Maybe we'll come across it, but I thought there was something that, no pun intended, locked him as Locke.
Oh. I mean, it just...
You're right.
The thing that got me was the fact that, okay, so he's there talking to people as Locke, pretending to be Locke.
Right.
And then...
Really having Locke's memories, though.
Which is fine, because we had talked about that, and how anytime he goes into a body, he would remember what that person did when they were alive. Mm-hmm. So, but then he's
But wait,
Man
there's
and
more. Okay.
Yeah. And so now what is Locke's body doing? Laying there dead on the beach?
Wait, I think you're taking that too literally.
The
body is not... No. He's not inhabiting the body.
He's just taking on the form of
Correct.
the body? So where is the body? Because when Christian's body landed, when the casket was on the island, the body was gone.
The body fell out during the flight, during the crash.
Did it?
Yes.
Okay, so did Locke's?
No.
Did they find his body?
Yes.
Okay, I don't remember that part. Did we see that?
No.
Okay, I'm like, wait, what?
Don't have us spoil yourself
Sorry,
when we're
okay.
supposed to be podcasting about the show we've seen.
So, well, but then I had a hard time with that because I was thinking like, okay,
No, somebody had to have died, and the body is on the island.
but still, so then Locke was
Christian's
on
is
the
still
beach
there.
over here, and Christian's over here. So he's then just walking into the jungle and then disappearing as Smoke Monster, and then going and appearing over here as Christian.
Let's see how the timeline works
guess,
out here,
okay.
because I did put day or night kind of thing. So we're on the island, day 1. Sun has Jin's ring, and the rest of the survivors of the non-crash gather their stuff, which was weird that they bothered to carry their shit all the way from the plane way over there all the way to the beach to then go through their things. Yeah, let's take it to sand. That's what I love to do when I sort through luggage.
No, I'd be like, I'll just leave everything there.
How about we just do it in the plane real quick? It crashed, sure. It was non-crash. The front windshield got busted.
Well, they can't stay in there because that pilot was killed, and then it would smell within a day.
No, but they could have. I don't know. I just thought, why
They're
not
not gonna
just
leave their
sort
stuff
your
there.
shit right
No.
around it and then move?
Take your shit with you.
They-
Speaking of that, did you see any of those ghost ship things on Facebook recently where that photographer went into
the kayak
Yeah,
into it?
that was cool.
First of all, I'm going to correct you there. It's not a fucking ghost ship.
Oh, the ghost ship,
It
sorry.
is a abandoned ship.
So a ghost
There's
ship.
a difference.
Yeah, so the ghost ship, I saw both of them
I'm
within the
rolling
same
my
day.
eyes at some other people that go to the same buildings we do and then post about how they're haunted and, oh, there was murders.
Oh,
blah,
God, whatever.
All this
No, the
bullshit.
ghost ship really...
Wait, did you see that?
I did. Yeah, it was a gnat.
What did you think that? What do you think that? Make a sound if you're. Tell us you're here. It was just like,
no.
oh my fucking God. And then I look and there's 5,000 plays. I'm like,
No, there was a report of a ghost ship recently in I don't remember what sea it was.
oh,
but it was
ghost
over-
ship is a thing
is-
because that's just an abandoned ship
No,
that's still floating.
This was that the ship it was full. It was a cruise ship.
Right.
And they had to go as a ghost ship because there were pirates that they knew were nearby. So they had to turn off all the lights, all the sounds, everything.
So they pretended
Ghost
to
ship,
be a
yes.
ghost ship. Gotcha.
So they turned everything off and everybody has to stay in their cabins for a few hours
Right.
till they pass. Because, I know being on a cruise ship in the middle of the night, it's freaking dark. There's nothing around you. And so if pirates are apparently still real, because this article was saying that
Pirates are apparently still prevalent
Yeah, so
in the Persian
I mean, if they come
Peninsula.
in the middle of the night and they want to hop on your ship and take all your booze or whatever, and so that's the article that I saw. Not to totally sidetrack, but I mean,
What did that have to do with this? How did we get to that?
I don't remember, but it struck whatever we were talking about struck a memory. Maybe
We were
it was
talking about where they were organizing their luggage. I mean, and then it spiraled off from there.
So one of the pictures of one of the abandoned ships, or a ship that had sank and was recovered.
Okay.
It was a different one than the one that the guy was kayaking in. They went in and took pictures of the staterooms where people had left all their stuff, and there were hallways, the luggage. It was a ship that sank in 2006, I think, and that the captain abandoned the ship.
Oh, you're talking
remember?
about, the one right off the coast of that town. Yeah.
He hit a big reef, and then it went down and 32 people died, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I mean, being on one of those ships, I don't know if I'll ever do it again, even though it was a lot of fun. It's terrifying.
Yeah, it's
to think that you're on there and it could go under, and then there's nothing you can do.
You're a speck on the ship.
Yeah.
And the ship is a speck in the ocean.
Yeah.
It's fucking horrifying.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
When you look down in the water and it's crashing on the side of the ship, and you're like, yeah, we could die.
Yeah, all of us would be dead.
we'll just,
Yeah.
Granted, you could
Life
go on
jackets and
a
stuff, but
ride at the fair and die, but and the chances of you dying on a cruise ship are really low. However, all the articles that I was reading before we went about people getting food poisoning and
good, that's the stuff you should
read
before
there was
you go.
one where they had it where you couldn't something happened to the toilet system.
Okay.
So everybody had to like poop in their toilet and then scoop it out into red bags and put it in the hallway for them to come pick it up. I'm like, that sounds like a fantastic vacation.
Right. Wouldn't you just shit into the bag?
Well, maybe. I have no
I'm
idea.
just saying, cut out the middleman. The thing I don't like about it is having to scoop it out of the toilet.
Yeah.
You know, unless they give you a poop scooper, in which case, fair enough.
Probably not.
Yeah, well,
I
if it's
doubt
my
it.
hand, then I'm shitting in the bag. I'm going
Yeah.
to pull Lena when she was younger. She had a bag of Doritos in her room, and she just
Ew.
shit in the bag for whatever
Someone
reason.
shit on the coats.
Okay, so back to the island. Since we just ran ashore, yeah, so Sun has Jin's ring, and the rest of the survivors of the non-crash gather their shit. Alana asks if Sun lost someone.
I get so irritated by Alana and this other guy.
Bram?
Just their existence.
Or Caesar.
Caesar.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Which,
That
whatever. I'm
didn't
not
matter, so-
irritated for long.
Yeah. That's why I was like, I can't believe you don't remember him.
I
Because
don't.
it was such a dramatic coming and going, you know. Frank gathers everyone to explain the situation. It had a very Jack vibe there.
Was very Jackish.
Just going to leave that there. Let that soak in. He tells him the radio is dead and stick together and wait until help gets here. I mean,
Stick
it's-
together, die alone.
Oh, God. Stick together or I'm going to fly alone.
Right. Stick together. I'm leaving on one of those rafts.
Caesar asks where they are and points out the animal cages. You know, they're on Hydra Island, so that
Which
gave us
I
that
didn't
clue.
even get at.
No?
Like when he said that, I'm like, still watching.
Wait, but you don't remember how they got to the island?
Yeah.
How did Frank land?
Yeah, they landed on the runway. I still
That
just
was
wasn't
built
paying attention
on
to
Hydra
the fact that
Island,
they were
yeah.
on a Hydra Island until Ben said we have to go back to our island.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah,
Yep.
they're on the wrong one.
So, which, speaking of, Ben dips out and Sun follows, and Caesar's trying to rally the troops to investigate the buildings. It's almost like he's trying to do good, but he's being a douche about it, really.
I mean, he's like, where are we? And
He's trying to be proactive, but I don't think his approach is the best. He doesn't have
No.
much tact.
I guess with I don't understand why Sun hates Ben so much. I get that she thinks that Ben killed her husband,
Well,
but that's not the case. So I don't understand, because shouldn't she know that
But Ben
Widmore
blew up the freighter that almost killed her husband
how
and
did
separated
Ben,
them for 3
how
years
did Ben blow up the freighter?
by killing Kimi.
Okay. and
knowing that it was a
anybody else
dead
would
man's
have-
trigger.
Anybody else would have killed him.
Locke wouldn't have. He was the only one else down there. Locke would have let him go for
But
as
how
long as
would
he
she
could.
know that he killed Kimi?
I believe that became common knowledge at some point. I mean, maybe not.
Why wouldn't she hold a grudge against Widmore, who sent the freighter there?
I mean, I don't know. Who plugged in all the C4?
Kimi.
Yeah. Well then.
Oh wait, yeah, the C4 was there because Michael brought it, or no?
No, he didn't bring it. Oh God, we sound ridiculous.
I'm
Why are we glossing
I'm,
over so much?
I'm
such old
just
stuff? I
so
forgot.
irritated that she's got this terrible hatred for him when she wasn't really a part of any of the torturing that he did, or like, because she and Jin were living on their own, and I don't know. I just feel like it's a weird hatred.
Okay. I mean, I would imagine if you still haven't seen your husband, even though you have the ring, wouldn't that almost make you more suspicious of him? Like, why did you end up with the ring? How did you get it? You know, because Ben left the island after they did.
Because Locke had the ring.
Right, no, I get that, but
Oh.
I'm not asking you that. I'm saying rhetorically, she would be wondering how did you get the ring, Ben? I thought you killed him, blah blah blah, or I thought he was dead, and you know, I don't know. She blamed Jack and everybody, so
I
who
guess
knows?
she's just very blamey.
right.
So that's fine.
She's
Okay.
a widow. She thinks or thought. So you know, she probably
Well,
does
she'll be
irrational
dead
shit.
soon, so.
So let's see. Sun follows Ben through the woods, and Ben notices, and he just says he's going back to their island to invest, and invites her along. Opening Lost. Still daytime, day one. Ben and Sun are in the woods. He's going to take an outrigger, and he briefly asks Sun to help him row before he realizes his arm is now healed and he doesn't need her. Did you catch that? He's like, "Oh, if you want to come with and row," and I mean, if you want. He was like, "Yeah, whatever."
Well, I didn't notice that that he was healed. I remember her saying something about, I saw you favoring that.
Wasn't that Locke that asked him that?
Oh.
Yeah, later on, Locke did. But yeah, he may still be favoring it, but it felt to me like, oh, I'm back on the island. Shit's starting to be
okay.
better again. And this time it's healing him instead of making him worse by, giving him the tumor.
Yeah.
Let's see. So Son asks if Jen is on the main island, and then Frank catches up, and Son tells him that she's going with Ben. He tosses his backpack, Ben does, near another outrigger before getting into theirs. Or before starting to get into the one that they were going to get into. That didn't make any sense to me. There were 3. They got in the first one, but he threw his pack next to the second one. And I don't remember that coming back into play later. I don't remember him grabbing his pack before they got on it.
Maybe he wasn't going to take it.
Okay, I guess. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe it had nothing of any importance.
Okay, that's possible. Let's see. Frank reminds Son of the what is it? Mercenaries, not missionaries. That's a different thing. Mercenaries that were coming for Ben. And Ben's like, yeah, how'd that work out for everyone? I mean, it's good stuff. Frank has to look after the passengers, and Ben tells them about the dock and the village, and Son knocks him out with an oar. Then we're at nighttime, day 1, at the Hydra buildings. Caesar finds power, and he finds out the power's working, and finds some Life magazines about color pictures of hydrogen bomb tests.
So was this after the place flooded? They remember when Jack and Juliet and Ben were down there and it flooded? Did they drain it after that?
That was that one building. That wasn't all of Hydra.
I know, but
stuff.
did they drain the water out after that happened?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I think what they were getting at with the hydrogen bomb testing is that was, the hydrogen bomb. I think they were teasing us.
Well, Hydra means water, so they were just there testing the animals.
The Life magazines had a picture of tests of a hydrogen bomb explosion.
Oh, yeah.
I think they were teasing us because we're right back after the bomb at the end of season 5.
Oh, maybe.
The hydrogen bomb.
Yeah.
So they're showing what it would have done.
When Juliet died, is everything wrong?
Yes. Well, she's still not dead. All these years later, she's still in limbo.
Oh, okay.
She lived for 30 years. She flashed forward 30 years to die.
Oh,
in
yeah.
her own time. Because she could have been one of the skeletons or something. You know what I mean? Anybody could have been, in theory, if they didn't show us explicitly who it was. The Adam and Eve. It could have been any one of the people we knew.
Well, who?
Via time travel.
His mom? It was their mom.
It was Man in Black and
the mom.
And mom.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, he finds some maps of the island and one about space time and real time. That was a pretty sweet fucking picture.
Yeah.
He finds a sawed-off shotgun under a desk, and Alana's like, what's you got there? He's like, oh, just this flashlight. You want it? I mean, she's not very clever. She tells him they found a man just standing in the water wearing a suit. And they go to the beach where fires started, and a dude's sitting there with a blanket over his head, and then they pan around like they did in season 1. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes.
And then boom, it's Locke. It's like,
who was it that they panned around in season 1 though?
Locke.
It was Locke?
Yeah.
So you said sawed off shotgun, and then it made me think of that song. What song was that?
I feel like the next line is like hand on my Glock or something. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know the song.
It's killing me.
I'm sorry.
Okay, it's playing in my head.
Well, we go to the dock while that plays in your head. Well, Locke introduces himself there on the beach. He's clearly a different person. We didn't notice it at the time. We knew he was a little more confident, but it didn't really click as obvious as he's been hammering it home, even in just this episode. It felt so obvious.
Yeah. So obvious. Ghetto Cowboy. Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Oh, okay. At the dock, Ben... she says... Son tells Frank that Ben told her to look for Jen on the main island. The dock has been lost to time. All the light knocked over and shit. I don't know. I love that kind of stuff.
But that would have just happened recently.
In the past 3 years.
Because of what, though?
Because everybody left, for the most part. I don't know how it would have necessarily been knocked over. That may have happened when Locke blew up the sub.
Yes. Okay, that makes sense.
But that was in the 70s.
Oh, no.
Wait, no. Sorry, that wasn't. That was in 2004.
Yeah, because that was when Juliet and Jack were going to go home.
Gotcha. So they hear the smoke monster noises. I was just like, how? He's Man and Locke and on the other island at this point. He's not even on the same island. And he's on that island as the smoke monster.
So is he this entity that can just be everywhere at the same time?
Within a certain radius. You know, in the same way that, like, Faraday... Faraday on the little raft thing, and Jin were in the water. They were within the radius of the island, so they got traveled through time with it when it was flipping. So that's probably Man in Black's radius is the whole thing.
Maybe.
They hear the whispers when they get into Dharmaville. Again, the whispers there. So you think that if we have to put into context knowing what we know about the whispers, is that the dead trying to warn her? Like, because it could have been Michael, for example, whispering.
Michael's dead now,
the whispers,
I guess, yeah.
You know what I mean? So we know it wasn't something bad. It was the people that died on the island, potentially. You know, maybe they could have been bad, but maybe they were trying to whisper to warn her, and it just wasn't coming through. Then a light turns on, and a door opens, and it's Christian Shepherd in the doorway. He introduces himself, and he says he knows where Jen is.
But Locke is on the other side.
On the other island, yes.
No. They're back on the main island. Oh, no. He's on the beach.
Locke is on the beach of...
Yeah. See, I mean, it's just... I had a real hard time with that.
I have to go poop in the woods for like 40 minutes. I'll be back.
Yeah.
Day 2 in the morning in the processing center, he finds the new recruit photo from 1977 and Caesar and says, Jen was with your friends. Oh, no. Sorry. That was Christian Shepherd. It appears a door opens behind Frank and some smoke comes in. Did you notice that at all?
No.
It's really weird. People were debating that at the time of it airing, and we're like, what the fuck was that? Because it was obvious. The door opened and something... It wasn't like the smoke monster.
Can you pull it up? I don't know.
I can, yes. Let's see here. So, I can't.
Never mind.
Yeah, no, I can't. Anyway.
Yeah, no.
Look at it. You tell me what you think. Was there something weird or not?
Yeah, I'll have to go back and look.
Sun sees Jin, Hurley, Jack, Kate, and Juliet in the photo. At the beach, Man and Locke is standing in the water looking at the main island. Ilana found some fruit. He asks for a passenger list, and she brings up nobody remembers him being on the plane. And he's like, I don't remember you. Or he goes, I don't remember being on the plane either.
Which is true.
And he guesses, she asks why he's dressed the way he is. And he's like, oh, I can make a guess. It was probably because what they were trying to bury me in.
And she's like, oh.
And he's like, you asked what I remembered. I remember dying. Doesn't elaborate at all. And she has no follow-up questions, obviously, because why would you?
Right.
At that point.
I'm sorry, you said you were going to die.
You said you were dead.
I'm sorry, you're dead? You're dead.
Yeah.
You were dead. You're going to be buried in that? Why are you alive? What is going on? How are you alive?
Okay, Ilana,
sure?
fucking dial it back. Night.
How did you die?
Right.
How did you come back?
Well, we're going to find out how he died very soon, because we don't know already. Night, day 2. Caesar is at the desk reading a folder with the Dharma logo on it. Man in Locke's like, yeah, it's Dharma. They used to do experiments a while back. He tells him he spent more than 100 days on the island, and he asks how long ago Locke left, and he's like, that would just confuse you. Or the timing's a bit confusing. Caesar is like, well, I got a mystery myself here. What happened to Hurley after the shaking white and the white light on the plane? Like, how did he disappear?
We didn't really talk about the white light. Did we? Did we talk about the white light?
Briefly. That it felt like it could have been a flash.
But it wasn't.
Why do you say that? Why do you say it wasn't a flash?
Because
the flash could have decided which ones it was taking with.
Well, I guess it had to have been a flash that...
Them leaving was a flash.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Okay,
they got flashed through time via a blip.
Well, it had to be just...
That was the event window, I bet you. That they would get back through that, and then the other ones would get to the island. You know, just continue on and make it like they were on the course that let them in that window.
But then they all flashed forward at some point, right?
The rest of them come back to the present, yeah.
And that happens when...
At the end of season 5.
Jack pulls the plug, or what is...
After the bomb.
Right. And that causes another flash?
Potentially.
I think so. Because then Juliet flashes back to forward,
Present, yeah.
and then
Back to forward.
back to forward, and then she dies. Okay.
Oh my god,
Got
that is the fucking... That, if that is not the name of a amazing Back to the Future parody.
What?
Back to Forward. Gotta remember that. That's great shit. Okay, let's see. So, after that... Oh, Manlock thinks he might know how he came to be here. Caesar thinks says everyone is accounted for aside from the people who disappeared and the ones who got hurt. He takes Manlock to the infirmary and he sees Ben lying on his side. And he's like, he's the man who killed me. And then Locke's sitting there over Ben as he sleeps. He's like, Ben. Hey, Ben.
Wake up.
Now, did you notice the framing of that shot? Ben is lit. Man and Locke is completely silhouetted. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ben wakes up horrified. Silhouetted.
Sounds like a gross word.
Mm-hmm. Welcome back to the land of the living. And Ben's just like literally blown away. Like, I don't know what the fuck to do here.
Right.
This is ridiculous.
You're really creeping me out.
He says he knew this would happen. And Locke's like, well, then why are you surprised? He's like, well, it's one thing to know it, but another for actually see it. Ben says he was going to the main island because he broke the rules. He came back to answer for what he's done. He's like, to who? The smoke monster. Or by whom, rather. He says, we don't have a word for it, but I believe you call it the smoke monster.
The monster.
Oh, you call it the monster, damn it.
Yeah, I was like, they didn't say smoke,
I was
right?
looking up at the thing, and I thought of the
You
cat.
call it the monster.
Mm-hmm. Beach, day 3. Alana and crew are loading up a crate. Caesar asks how Ben is doing and what he thinks of Man and Locke. When Ben was asleep, he said Ben killed him. Ben pretends he doesn't remember him from the plane. He's like, what if he was already here before we crashed?
Like Ethan?
Yeah. If Locke is deranged, what are they going to do about it? Or what are we going to do about it? Caesar has Ben's back and then shows him the shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
So Ben's playing him, clearly. Do you think that was to gain the trust of Man and Locke or something? Like the whole ploy with Caesar?
No, it was to apologize for killing him.
Oh, the apology. Gotcha.
Consider that my apology.
Yeah. Hydra...
Shitty apology.
In the Hydra building with the desk, I guess apparently Ben's office, Ben finds a photo of him and Alex, and Man and Locke catches him and asks what it is. He wants to talk about the elephant in the room, and he's like, look, it was the only way to get you back to the island. He's like, yeah, but I was about to kill myself, so why'd you bother? He's like, yeah, you had information that I required, and I didn't have time to talk you back into killing yourself. Which is pretty great.
Yeah, super shitty.
Yeah. Ben says it worked. Man and Locke is just hoping for an apology, and he's decided to help Ben be judged. If everything Ben has done has been in the best interest of the island, then the monster will understand. I mean, I guess if there's anybody who would know that, it would be the monster.
That's very
true. Back at the beach, Man and Locke tells Caesar they're taking the boat to the main island. Why is everyone wearing purple?
Oh, maybe it was...
Even Ben was wearing a purple shirt.
Maybe it was Purple Day on the plane.
Yeah, it was Purple Day on the plane. Purple Plane Day.
Purple, get on free.
The Purple Plane package. Ben pretends he's a captive. He's like, well, he didn't really give me a choice.
Yeah, super
I mean, but
shitty.
he's fucking with Caesar.
But then he,
Man
turned
Locke
it
doesn't
around.
care at all.
No.
He is not fucking with it.
No,
He's not
like,
even
I'll
bothered.
eat you.
Yeah. Caesar says he's in charge and wants answers about the island, and Man and Locke's like, yeah, I'm taking the boat, and then Ben shoots him in the chest and tosses Man and Locke the gun and is like, there's my apology.
But he should have just let him shoot. Like, if Caesar would have shot at Man and Locke, how cool would that have been to watch him not die?
It would have been too revelatory for us as the viewers. We would have found out too much.
Fine.
They had to hold back that he was not Locke. You know?
It would have been really exciting.
It would have been really fucking cool, but you would have been like, so he's the monster. You would have figured it out in like 30
Too
seconds.
soon.
Yeah, it would have
Okay.
been instant.
Fine.
At the outrigger / dock, Man and Locke and Ben arrive at the main island, and Locke asks about why Ben is favoring his arm, and then mocks Ben's ability to make friends, because he's like, oh, I got hurt.
I feel like that's a weird reminder.
Make a trailer.
Like, Like a trailer
Like a
that
trailer
you
for
pull
my
behind your
videos.
car?
Yeah.
You're gonna make a trailer?
Yeah, like a trailer for my YouTube channel.
Oh, got it. Okay.
I need to make one that has little bits of everything.
Mm.
So I'll use this bit for the...
Make a trailer. Do it.
Using
Make a
this.
trailer.
I'm not doing it now.
Make a trailer.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Let's see. Locke... Yeah, he's fucking with Ben about his ability to make friends, and Ben's like, friends could be more dangerous than enemies. He's like, is that why you shot an unarmed man in the chest? He's like, he was only unarmed because I took the gun. That counts.
Which is true.
Yeah, I mean,
But
fair.
Ben doesn't care.
No. They're going to his old house to summon the monster, and Man in Locke thinks Ben is lying about wanting to be judged, and he's like, about what he wants to be judged for. Man in Locke thinks he wants to be judged for killing his daughter.
But how would he know that?
Because Locke knows that. Locke watched it.
Okay, I guess.
Mm-hmm. We are at nighttime on day 3 in Dharmaville. Man and Locke asks why they moved into the houses. It doesn't sound like something the island would want. What the fuck does that mean?
Because he wasn't allowed in there for so long because of the pylons. He was holding a grudge
Against that area? Maybe.
I don't think you should have been here for that long. It really sucked.
I like the way you
I
said
was
it.
lonely.
It doesn't seem like something the island would want. I don't know. It's just interesting phrasing. And Ben's like, you don't know what the island wants. And then Alex's light turns on in her room. And Ben goes in there, and it's Son and Frank. And Frank shows Ben the photo from 1977. Ben thinks they're telling them their friends are in the Dharma Initiative. You tell me they were in the Dharma Initiative? You fucking idiots. You were there. What do you mean, were they in the Dharma Initiative? Like, he's saying it like he's figuring out that they knew.
That they were part of it?
Like they were part of this all along, as opposed to them just traveling back then. Yeah. Christian said to wait there for Locke if she wants to see Jen again, and they're like that's gonna happen. He's like, yeah, look outside, and then there's Locke. Frank, as long as the dead guy says everything's okay, I guess it is.
Yeah.
Let's not forget your friends are 30 years ago. So he gets it. Frank does. He figured out that they went back in time somehow. Frank's not digging this. Man in Locke tells her...
But he knew that there was something screwy with the time and the where they're flying and the bearings and all that shit, so he understood.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, did Frank know anything? Had he heard anything about time travel?
He had to have realized that there was an issue when he flew through the thing and then it was nighttime. Or it was daytime, or, whatever. So he had to know that something on the island controlled what day it is or what time it is.
Enough that it would
could potentially screw them and throw them back in time.
So Frank wants to leave. Man in Locke is like, look, if you leave, you're never going to see Jen again. And Frank leaves, she stays. Ben goes to summon the monster. Now, did you notice what he did to summon it? Or to try to summon it anyway?
He pulled a cork.
That's very similar to the end game of the show.
Yeah. I don't know.
The Desmond
so
cork
that
pull.
cork pulled and drained water, and maybe then the smoke could pass through the empty drain?
It didn't come out there. It just summoned it to that area. I don't know what the meaning of that was. Ben goes outside to wait, and Son says Locke had something to do, which I thought was convenient. It's like, oh, here comes the smoke monster. Locke had something to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then Son thinks Jack lied about Locke being dead, and Ben's like, yeah, no, I'm sure. He was dead, for sure. Totally for sure. I can't say why, but he was totally dead.
Yeah, he was really dead. Like, deader than dead.
She asks if he knew he'd come back to life. He's like, look, the island heals the sick, but I've never seen it do anything like this. Dead is dead. And then...
and it is. In fact, the island does not bring people back from the dead. Locke is not really alive.
Right. Yeah, no, fair enough.
I mean, so what he's saying is true.
Yeah.
Dead is dead.
It's being presented differently this time.
This is not Game of Thrones. People can't come back from the dead.
It's being presented differently this time because Christian was only seen by Jack. For the most part.
No, I mean, Claire saw him and knew who he was.
On the island? I mean, not for a long time. What I mean is, the difference is, at that time, Christian was only seen in very select instances.
Mhm.
Locke is like, I'm here, everybody. What are we
Yeah.
doing today?
Yeah.
You know, he's part of the group now.
Well, maybe he's bored.
Of course he is. He's been plotting this for a long time.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. It was interesting.
Maybe there weren't a lot of dead... Well, there were always dead bodies on the island, so it's not... I'm not wondering why it took him so long.
I thought it was funny.
Is it possible?
Go on. I love Is It Possible
I don't
questions.
know. I mean, I know that Jacob granted...
Fuck's sake. This is the shit I'm talking about, where it just... Why would that shut off?
I don't know.
There's no reason for it to have shut off. We're in the middle of recording, and it's just going to decide that the batteries are dead when I just put 2 brand new batteries in there. Literally just put 2 brand new batteries in.
So... Oh, clapping again. I know Jacob granted Richard Alpert, like, eternal life. Did we see that happen?
Yeah. As a scene. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jacob pushed him under, like, almost drowned him kind of thing.
Okay. Is it possible that he killed him and Man in Black is Richard?
No.
No?
No.
No, like, not at all possible? No. Okay.
I don't want to say why because it's sort of spoilery for coming up stuff. Anyway, Ben is telling Son, he's like, look, I'm not going to be able to control what comes out of the woods. And then Locke walks out.
Yeah, that was good.
Man in Locke says, look, if he's not going to come to us, we'll go to it. He's like, I didn't say he, I totally said it the first time. If I don't come to you, if it doesn't come to you. Locke tells Son it's weird for him too that he's alive, and he assures her he's the same man he's always been. I think
not really.
Somebody protests too much. You're the same person, huh? Hey, Jenna, just so you know, I'm totally Joel Richard Henderson. I'm totally your brother that you knew growing up all those years. The same person, so don't be suspicious.
I'm always suspicious of you, no matter what.
I'm doing my job.
Good.
Okay, good. At least that's still recording. Let's see. Day 4.
Is it?
Morning jungle.
You can make a trailer.
The square. Naked trailer.
Make a trailer.
On day 4 in the morning in the jungle, Ben says, he asks how Manilok knows where he's going. And he's like, I just know. He's like, how's that feel to just know? What's that like?
Right.
And Manilok notices that Ben doesn't like not knowing what's going on and having to ask questions. It's like, now you know what it was like to be me.
Yeah.
Past tense. Now you know what it was like to be me.
Ben said that?
No, Manilok says that to Ben.
Oh.
About all the time that he spent on the island not knowing what the fuck was going on, and Ben knew shit. So, but the way he said it, now you know what it was like to be me.
Well, to be fair, that an alive person could say that too, and it would make sense.
Like, oh, you know what it was like to be me in high school?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
You just forgot the when I was alive part.
Right. Ben thinks he knows they're... Well, anyway, Ben thinks he knows they're going to the temple where they took him as a child and healed him. And then they arrive at the wall around their temple. Did you catch that? This is the wall we built around our temple.
Nice.
I mean, the others, can we just, for a second, if you've not seen Game of Thrones, skip ahead 40 seconds, but so many things. The
like
others,
the wildlings?
Yeah, but the others, like that's literally what they call the White Walkers.
They
in the
call
books.
The others?
Yeah, the others.
Have they ever called them that on the show?
Yes.
Oh.
And I mean, I don't know, just a bunch of stuff. Anyway, lots of similarities. I end up having to talk Lost in the Game of Thrones podcast all the time because it's like, this is the only thing that I can use to make an example.
Speaking of that, I want to watch an episode after this. So
we talked about, not from that episode. Shit, I guess I can't even discuss it now because it's not, we weren't talking about it. We were talking about it on the episode before we watched last night, the one that got leaked.
Yeah.
And something that we were talking about happened in that episode, so I didn't want to bring it up even as a casual thing because you'd think I spoiled it then. Even though
I know, spoiler.
Okay, so anyway, Locke tells them they're not going into the temple, they're going under it, and Ben asks Son for a favor. If you ever get off the island, find Desmond Hume and tell him I'm sorry.
Because he shot him?
But why is he sorry all of a sudden? Is he truly repentant, do you think? Or do you think this was part of the act to convince the smoke monster that he is. That he's selfless and he wants to make sure. Ben goes in under the temple is the bottom line. At the beach.
But
go ahead.
Was Locke just there, or was that
Mm-hmm.
Jin that was just there with that guy who got his arm cut off and
That is where that is. Yes.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, the smoke monster took that guy underground and the arm was left out there.
But
and then
there was no temple in the background of that shot. There was
just
no
the
wall.
wall.
There was no wall in the background of that shot, was it?
I'm almost positive that the wall was there.
Let's see. Locke grabbed by smoke monster.
No, Locke wasn't grabbed by him.
Yes, I'm looking for that.
Oh, and the other guy went down?
Locke dragged by smoke monster. That was in the episode Exodus. Let's see. It's not. I thought it was just going to show me the video clip.
What's wrong with those? Oh, images. No. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so maybe that was the same place. It's possible, but I thought that was a different spot than because we've seen that place twice before already.
But I thought it was
once with
Jin was like leaning up against the wall, and then he flashed, and then the arm was rotting next to him, and then he ran out, and
if that was the wall,
and that was when Alex's mom was pregnant. Okay. And he went on the beach and was like yelling at them and then ran away and then it flashed again, right? Pretty sure that was the time. So but that flash was only 16 years ago. Remember?
Right.
Because Alex was 16. So it makes sense that the wall would have been there at that point in time when the guy's arm got cut off.
Right, I'm just trying to find something that shows it. That's him meeting it. But what the fuck? Why can't it just show me?
I don't remember Locke being there with Jin.
Locke wasn't there with Jen. We knew of that place because Locke had been tried to be dragged down the hole. The smoke monster was circling his arm, or it did it for Montand. Remember?
It cut off somebody else's arm.
It cut off Montand's arm, but Locke was also being, and he goes, "Let go of me." And then they threw dynamite down the hole and it blew it up.
Yes.
And then it let go of him.
I'm talking about the Montand arm.
Right, but that one happened chronologically, yes, earlier, but later in the show.
Right, but
so the first precedent setting of that scene
about 16 years ago. Maybe 18 or 19 now.
It's probably 19 now, yeah.
But it happened when Rousseau...
Just keep going.
Yeah. When Rousseau was pregnant with Alex, because I think at that point the flash was like Montand's arm got cut off, and then there was a flash, and then Jin woke up and it was like 2 weeks later. It was
rotted or whatever. Yeah, it could have been a month later or whatever. But yeah.
And then Rousseau was pregnant on the beach, about to kill her baby daddy, right?
Right.
Because he was going crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
That is the place. I need to see that place again so I can know if that's the wall.
I'm almost positive that the wall was there.
Okay, maybe. At the beach, I don't remember it extending because wouldn't they have gone? Well, what the fuck is all this? Right then at that point.
No, because Ben's been on the island his whole life. So 19 years ago, why would he care if? At that point he would have already built the wall. Because he was a kid when he went into the temple, so they built the wall around the temple. After the purge. No,
they went through the wall. He went into a door in the wall. Richard Alpert did or something.
When he was a kid?
Yeah.
Okay, so then he said at some point in the episode, we built the wall to protect it from people like you.
Right. I don't think he meant him.
He meant son.
I don't think he meant
people like.
No. I don't think he meant he specifically had a part in building the wall, or his group was the one who did it. I think he meant the general the island did it.
The people that protect the island built it to protect it from
regular people. I don't even know if maybe Widmore knew about it. Who's to say?
People that are trying to hurt the island, I guess.
Right.
Okay.
So we go to the beach on Hydra Island, and someone tells Frank, Alana, and the others found guns and are in charge now. She asks Frank what lies in the shadow of the statue, and she pistol whips him for not knowing. She says he's coming with them.
But that is a bullshit question for her to be asking. How would she know that?
Because she is supposed to be Jacob's daughter, for one thing.
No.
She was going to be Jacob's daughter. Look it up. It is a thing.
I get it. But she's not.
She's on Team Jacob, so she knows what lives in the shadow of the statue, even though she says what
Jacob lives in the shadow, right? Yeah. Okay, so that it doesn't make any sense in the context of the show that she would know the answer to that question, because they never explain that she is Jacob's daughter, and they barely showed a connection between her and Jacob.
Oh, the question to Alana's question, or the answer is, he who will save us all. What lies in the shadow of the statue? He who will save us all.
Well,
so that's Jacob. The answer she was looking for, though. She was looking for he who will save us all. When she was asking.
Is that like a Latin proverb that is said all the time?
It's a thing that Jacob would have probably said. You know, what did one snowman say to the other? Remember that?
Were they insinuating that she would have read that in a book in one of the Dharma hatches? And
it wasn't a Dharma thing. That's a Jacob thing.
Okay, but how would that person how would they know that answer to that question?
Because Jacob probably came to them. Jacob came to Alana. He could have said to her.
So she's assuming that they all should know the answer to that question.
That's part of the recruitment, almost, or part of the indoctrination of wanting to become a Jacob follower.
What did one snowman say to the other?
Smells like carrots.
Oh, okay. I forgot.
Because their noses are carrots.
Got it.
Under the temple, Locke lights some forever torches. Hashtag forever torches. And Ben says Man and Locke is right. Well, he doesn't say Man and Locke. I'm not going to just call him Locke. It feels weird.
No, it's not Locke.
So Ben says Man and Locke is right about what he needed to be judged for. He admits to killing Alex, and he now has to answer for that. He says he's got it from here, and then falls through the floor. No, I don't think he got it.
Well, but I think it's fair because Locke fell and busted his knee when he went down into the cave before.
Different area, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But he didn't break anything either. Ben was fine.
I think he was hurt.
Yeah. So Locke walks away to find something to get him out of there.
Yeah. I'll go get someone. I'll be right back.
I'll be right out over there. You don't ask for me, though.
I'll come haunt you in a minute.
Don't ask. Don't call for me when you see Alex in the smoke. Damn it.
It's okay.
He said it. He tells his plan.
Yeah.
What? Nothing.
What?
Locke. Yeah. So Ben realizes where he is, and he's the same sort of hieroglyphs from the hatch are on the pillars. That's always interested me. Why would they put those in the countdown timer? Where did they find those? Did they find these kind of things? You know, these kind of temples?
I don't know.
And therefore found those markings because, like, the little bird thing and the, you know.
In this space?
Right. No, I mean the hieroglyphs, like on the front of the side of the box thing there. So he sees a grating with the drawings above it, which it appears to be Tauret, sort of.
Yes,
different ears.
It totally is.
It's a different thing. There is another one.
And that's like
like the smoke monster. I'm thinking is what that's supposed to be.
So that's like Man in Black versus
and Jacob. Yeah, or like there is a duality to it. You know, good and evil. You got to have both. You can't appreciate the good shit without the bad shit.
I guess.
So the forever torch goes out and smoke fills the room. It scans Ben. We hear Widmore tell Ben to kill Alex. We see Ben pushing Alex on the swing. Alex says she hates him. Alex asking if the people are more dangerous than him. Her begging for her life. Ben cries and the monster goes back into the grating. And then his torch lights again and Alex is there. He apologizes again and says it was his fault. And she's like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, you're a dick.
She grabs him like Ned Stark grabs Littlefinger.
Yeah.
And like puts him up against the wall. And says she knows he's already planning to kill Locke again. And if you so much as touch Locke, I will hunt you down and destroy you. You will listen to every word he says and follow his every order. And Ben swears to follow him. He bends the knee. And Alex is gone. Locke shouts down for Ben and tosses him a rope. And Ben's like, hey, let me live.
All of that was just Man in Black's ploy to win.
To get Locke to follow him. It was his...
Ben,
This was his loophole.
Yes.
Yeah. He convinced Ben...
To follow Locke.
Yeah, which is him. Yeah. It's
Crazy.
It's genius.
It's really
Like,
good.
It's almost like he has to know all things that are going to happen, which I don't think he's a deity like that. Maybe he.
Well, but Jacob supposedly is too. So, I mean, the fact that he knew they were all coming to the island and when they were going to get there and how they were going to get there and who was going to die and when and all that. I
Right.
mean, he knew it all. Same with Eloise Hawking.
Well, right, like you're saying.
How did she know?
How did Jacob know to go touch Sawyer when he was a kid, or
Right.
Kate, that they were going to grow up to be a certain thing?
Yeah.
So he must have some sort of,
Premonition.
well, some sort of ability to go see across time. But
Yeah.
if he can, I mean, that's almost
Maybe
a
he
war game.
sees all the possibilities of...
What lies in the shadow of the weirwood tree?
What's that? Oh. But maybe he sees what could possibly happen if this happens, or this happens.
So maybe he's
pushing them
anticipating
into
every
like,
possible.
well, I want this one to happen, so he pushes them
But
that
he's
way.
not supposed to be getting involved.
Yeah,
Really.
but he's touching them.
He is. That sounds so much worse when you say it like that. But he is touching them. But it's he didn't want to get involved. That was why he let Alpert do it.
I get it. But he
wanted
did
it
get
to be
involved.
their choice, and he gave Kate and Hurley and them a choice. They could have not gone back.
They wanted to, though.
Right, that's the choice.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. You know what? Turns out it wasn't such a bad episode.
I thought it was good. I did like it.
I
I felt like it was weird
I
that
feel like something's missing on the island.
I missed the 70s, but we all do.
Something's missing on the island. And I'm not saying the flashback or whatever. Something's missing mystery-wise. Like, it feels less mysterious than it did before.
Well, because we know who the smoke monster is.
But we've known that for the whole fucking series.
But we didn't... Well,
Not the first watch, but this time through,
yeah,
we've known since episode 1 what the smoke monster is.
I know, so that's why there's no mystery.
But it feels different than when they were on the island before, is what I'm saying. When they were all there together after the plane crash, it felt inherently more mysterious, even though we knew the answers.
Because we were seeing the 70s at the same time. So we're like, oh, are we going to see them together?
No,
Are
I'm
they
not meaning
gonna...
2007. I mean 2004. Like, when they
Oh.
first crashed, that stint on the island, those 108 days were more interesting
Well, yeah.
than them coming back now. It feels like something's
There's
missing
less
from the...
people. There's less characters. There's
Okay,
less going
maybe
on.
that's all it is. And maybe
It's just this camp, and then everybody else is back in time. So, except for Rose and Bernard and... no, they're back... Would they be back in time right now, too?
I don't know.
And Claire and...
No, they're in
Christian?
present.
So how do they pick and choose who's back in the 70s?
Because everybody's back in present by the time we see Rose and Bernard again.
Oh, okay.
So even if they were in the 70s, boom, they're
right
back.
now
And
they're
it didn't
in the
matter
70s.
to them because...
They didn't care. They were just
Right.
on the island.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I liked it.
Well, we'll be back next week, discuss the next episode. Like I said, leave us a review on iTunes, comment, subscribe, share the episodes, blah, blah, blah.
Blah,
Tell
blah,
other
blah.
people about the show if you like it, blah, blah, blah. See you next week because...
This is how to watch TV.
See you later.
All these memories in my mind, my mind. I'm still a secret lemonade drinker.